Hello everyone, I'm that guy with the tripod and I'm back. Now, bear with me. Today I'm going to be reviewing Transformers Combiner Wars Skydive. And this is what he looks like in his jet mode and out of the packaging. Now before we take a look at the actual figure itself, let's take a look at the box it came in. As you can see, it looks kind of nice. The color scheme works very well with it. And as you can see, Skydive is in the background of the cardboard part. And up here is a little offset Autobot symbol. I'm not entirely sure why it's offset. That could be a mistake. I'm not sure. Down here is him in his jet mode, and in here is and I'll save that for later. I'm looking at the back. It's it. Oh, hang on. I need to adjust this camera. Okay. Looking right here, you can see that Skydive is one part of a combiner set. Well, I guess that makes sense. This is Combiner Wars after all. And here we can see the other four. Silverbolt, Alpha Bravo, Firefly, and Decepticon Drag Strip. Now the thing is, I'm not entirely sure if this is going off of the G1. Hang on, and they all form and they all combine to form a Superion. Yeah, I think that's it. Now, but the one thing is that I haven't seen much of the G1 show, but Superion was formed by 5 Autobots, not 4 Autobots and 1 Decepticon. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's all about. Hey, it could have happened. It could have happened in a comic series. I'm not sure. Comment down below any information you have about this bizarre turn of events. Yeah. The back. You know, has his usual standards for Transformers. Storage. I don't know. Skydive in his Autobot mode and his jet mode, and as you can see, it says 11 steps in order to transform Skydive. And up here you can see being him. Since he's a combiner, and I apologize that it's blurry, but it reads, becomes an arm or leg, and we'll get into those later. But I know that we still have one more detail out on this thing. This also has a card in it. I'll put that right over there. About Skydive. Hang on. The back looks exactly like the one on the box. Here, hang on. See? So I guess it's not a sort of misprint. Is that what they call it? I'm not sure. Okay. Now, let me just use this out of here. And the card is. That's it. Just has the Autobot symbol on here, and it says Generations on here, and Transformers by the side, and it also has the nice Hasbro symbol on here. Always nice. And then, yeah, then it also has Skydive right here, and him in his robot mode. I'll zoom in to that. But yeah, now I guess we'll come along to the actual figure itself. Oh, but first, take a look at his weapons. Right here we have a double barrel launcher thingy. It could be a machine gun. I guess that's really up to your imagination. And here we have the coup de grace, as I like to consider it. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is this? Well, it's a hand and a foot, and a missile launcher, I think. You know, because these two look like missiles. But if I pull this part out, move that there and move this out and move that down, it's a hand. Now, and right here, it's a leg. I'll get more into this stuff later. Now moving on to the actual figure itself. Now, the figure's color scheme looks very nice. The gold and the black, the gold with the black on the wings are very, really makes the character's wings pop out. But the gray for the main body of the plane, it just makes it pale in comparison to the wings. And yeah, and overall it has a very simple look to it. And that's another thing I like to bring up. That now I wasn't now I'm not old enough to. Now the thing is, I wasn't born during the time when these Transformers figures were how should I put this, as simple or as weird looking. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know, like the G1 Transformers, what they look, the G1 Transformers toys is what I'm talking about. And granted, I personally haven't seen much of the cartoon. I've seen a few episodes, but other than that, I haven't really seen much. And here's the other side. I'll get into that after I get done talking about this. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not entirely sure if this looks like its G1 counterpart. But yeah, hey, that's just my opinion. If I'm wrong, please post it in the comments below. Now for the underside, which kind of pales in comparison. We have 2 holes right here for the weapon slots, and well, overall it just kind of looks bad compared to the top. The top looks better, but the bottom looks bleh. Now to get onto the actual transformation. Now what you want to do is pull these 2 parts back, then pull the nose cone back, and then bend it forward. Then this bit will plug into these 2 bits. Okay. Then what you want to do is to fold these flaps up and put them like that, and then pull this down. And see these bits on his legs? You want to make sure that these bits are pointing downwards. Yeah, like that. Then you want to see these pegs here. You want those to clip into these holes. Okay. Next you want to do is separate the legs. And also, while we're here, turn the head around. Next, you want to move these arms up and down and twist the elbow. Then move these arms up and twist the elbow. And there we have Skydive in his robot mode. Now, to me, like the vehicle mode, this figure really has a G1 feel to it. The transformation is very simple, and also pays a homage or something like that about the G1 Transformer cartoon. You know, when the Aerobots, well, some of the Aerobots and a few Decepticons flyers, they would swoop in down here, make that Transformers noise, then transform into robot mode. You know, sort of like carrying the jet on their back and having them being in robot mode like that. Yeah. Now robot mode is very simple and very unique. Yeah. Now the articulation is very simple. You get to, there's a ball joint right there, so it has a wide range of motion. Also, there's a hinge joint right here, so it can move down. And that's the cause of the transformation. and it also has a twisty bit right up here, and also has an elbow joint, but it can't move all the way, you know, to make a 180, which makes sense because which I guess makes sense because humans don't have that. They can't do a 180 with their elbow. He can spin at the waist. He's fully articulated in the head. In fact, that's one of his transformation features. One of the things you have to do because of his transformation. He can move at the knee and has a ball joint at his hip, which can turn. And also can move his leg like that. Although when I first got him out of the box, it was really stiff. Okay. Now while I'm overall the one thing I really don't like about this figure is that you can see the holes for the screws and the metal pieces right there, and right there and there. And it really subtracts the way this figure holds up. And also you have the little Autobot symbol right here. I personally wish it was right on his chest, but I'm not entirely sure if that's how the G1 Skydive had it like his. Okay, now that's pretty much everything about robot mode. You can clip in his weapons like this, and clip in his this because he can't, I'll just show ya. Because then you have the fingers for the superior mode pointing up, and I personally don't like that. If you do like that, more power to ya. But I personally like it down when he's holding it downward. Okay. Now that we got those parts out of the way, now we can go on to the limbs mode. Now first we're going to the arm mode. Now the instructions. Oh, by the way, now this could be my nostalgia factor talking about how that G1. I mean, hang on, not the G1, but all the other Transformers products I bought, they had instructions that spread out. You know, like one of those cartoons you see, you know, where someone close a set of doors, then grabs the top and closes them, and sideways and up and down until they're a little cube. That's how most Transformers instructions have worked for me for a long time. But now with these new instructions here, yeah, one big long sheet, and it's impossible to fold up. But granted, all Transformers instructions are impossible to fold back up. But now, where was I? Oh yeah, the arm mode. Now, in order to transform Skydive into his arm mode, you have to have him in his robot mode first, and we already have him there, so, but yay. We put his legs back together, fold his wings back, we take the arms and push them down here, then we rotate the arms 180, and we plug them into these, and we plug these slots into these holes onto his arm, and we plug that in. Hang on. Oh no, hang on. And we do the same thing for the other side, and you get my idea. Hang on, sorry. Okay. Next we turn his head around, and we move that here, and voila. And we also turn this out that way. Now, I bet you're asking, but but where's his hand? Hang on. Well, don't worry, I'm getting to that. That's where this bit comes in. As I mentioned before, we pull this part out. We move that to there, and we put that there, and that, voila, a hand. Oh, hang on. There. I mean an arm. Sorry about that. And his weapon can also plug in here, but just barely. Overall, it looks like a really good hand. I mean arm. And also, like the Transformers Fallout Cybertron Bruticus, it can also change its direction, which arm you want it to be. Okay, I'll just leave that there for now. Turn that over and you'd flip the thumb that way, and voila! Nice. Yeah, it's that easy, and it also pays tribute to the G1 Transformers toys, I think, because with those, because with previous Transformers they had hands, they had pre-made hands and feet, unlike today's modern combiners who have to transform it into self-made feet instead of having these ones. I personally think it's a really good idea, but if you lose pieces, then you're screwed. Okay, now we have to get him into his leg mode. Now, in order for him to be in his leg mode, he has to be in his jet mode. So we move that there, move that around, put that there. We pull this, move that here. Okay, that's turn around, put that there. Open this, coiling this back in, and put that there. Now we can actually stop right here. Okay, we move these wings. Again, we put this thing back, and well, we apply it to here. Now we open these legs. I forgot. Oh, hang on, boy. We move. Hang on, just forget that last part. We move these wings back. Next, we do the same thing we did with the arms. I probably should have just leave the top section left the top section alone when I think about it now. Okay. Yeah, and there's basically his foot. This is his foot. This is like Oh, now I remember. We pull this out and we push that back in. However, the instructions say to leave it at this, but if you look at this way, yeah, his head pops out. Now, oh boy. Hang on a minute. So what I like to do is flip this head around, put it right back there. Now, granted that's the back leg, but I still think it looks much neater. Now for the final part, we put the foot back in, and there is a Skydive in his leg mode. And yeah, that basically ends this. Now, overall, the figure itself is very simple to transform, which I think is a good way. For kids to do, for like younger kids to get into Transformers. You know, because with the G1 Transformers toys, they were very simple toys to transform. Now, unlike modern day, where the simplest Transformers that takes about 15, 16, or 25 steps to transform. Oh, and I should probably mention this. I should probably mention a few things. the instruction said that his arms should go like this. I personally don't like that. It just makes it look a bit more. Well, his arms are basically dangling there, which I really don't like. So we just make them elbow them towards the knee, towards the wing. I personally think it looks much better, and it sort of has that and sort of makes the wing look extended when you think about it. And one more thing that I really don't like about this, when this thing is down here and pushed back in here, it leaves a whole empty spot in this section. Now I get that has to be there in order to change this around, but still. Now I suppose you can use it as a weapon storage, but that just looks silly. Yeah. Anyway, if you're into combiners, then I would highly recommend you get this. Yeah, if you're into combiners like this, yeah, it could be worth it. But the transformation is very simple, and the figure looks great standing still. I mean, seriously, look at that. I do apologize for that whistle. Yeah, and also get this card. Although I do wish that the card sort of explains the character's backstory on the back. You know, so it's like a baseball card. But yeah. Oh, and do expect me to do reviews on the other combiners in the set. Decepticon Dragstrip, Silverbolt, Alpha Bravo, and Firefly. Expect those in the coming future. This is That Guy with Tripod signing out.